So this goes live. Okay, cool. Hey, tell guy, how are you? I'm doing good. All right. So, overall, pretty solid day. Pretty easy day to read. If you guys didn't see, TopStep did change the pricing. Some of you guys are freaking out about this payout rule. It's not even instituted yet. They haven't changed anything yet. It's not active yet. Another thing with this payout rule, so let's say you make 5K on an account. You make 5K on an account, you take a $2,500 payout. You don't have to get to 7,500 to take the payout. I saw a video, someone posted TJR's video on here. He said, read the fine print. Dude didn't even read the fine print because this is completely wrong. So if you take 5K, or you take a $2,500 payout, you made 5K, you just have to make that 2,500 back, and then you can take another payout. It's not a big deal. Anyway, just want to clarify that for some people asking. So this was my analysis last night. How's that not a scam? What do you mean, how's it not a scam? It's literally to prevent people from... The reason that this is instituted is people will have a $10,000 day, a $20,000 day, and then they'll just get $150 winning days and milk it. They just have to make back that, like, it's to prevent people who are only gambling on like news and stuff like that. If you're an actual trader, then you take a $2,500 payout. It shouldn't be a big deal. Shouldn't be a big deal. Like, you just made 5K 1 week. You take a $2,500 payout. You're telling me you can't make half that balance back? I mean, other firms, it's pretty much the same thing. All right. Anyway, talk more on it later. I'll make a video on it or something. So this was my analysis. Going into tonight, GC has been ranging. Last week looked similar to the 2 weeks before we broke out. 40.45 is value area low. 40.90 is value area high. Failed breakout of the range on Friday. I want to see how price is on open before trading since we closed right in the middle of the range. Last week's breakouts have failed and breakdowns have also failed. Best opportunities are at the extremes of the range. We'll be holding this viewpoint for the rest of the week unless we start to break out. You know, so I didn't say break down here. I'm expecting a breakout. Because this price action looks very similar to last 2 weeks. So is my commentary from last night. Currently we're rejecting from POC. This was 30 minutes after open. If we reject VWAP, would look for price to head back to 40.40s. Came back up to POC, trying the short near the POC, looking for the lows for the consistency target on this account. Lower targets would be 40.52, New York low, 40.48, value area low, 40.35, top of support zone. Looks good, brought stops in, went break even on it, my TP hit, took the same trade on my Tradeify as well. So I made $4 grand here, $2 grand on an alpha account, and then $1 grand on another alpha account. Still on this on paper, saying first target just hit that 40.52. We're coming down near that value area low. Value area low hit, currently bouncing off it. Looks like a weak bounce would look for us to move lower. Down we go. Right, would be out down here if you held. That was at 902. That was not low of day, but it was damn near close to low of day. So let me pull that up. So 40.35 was my level that I was looking at for price to move into. Okay. 40.35, where did we hit? We hit 40.36. So I was off by a fucking point again. I'm getting good on gold, bro. I'm off by like 1 or 2 points, like on a lot of these callouts. So then this morning, trading shorts for VWAP test. We had a CVD divergence. That's why I drew this line. Lone lows would be second target, 40.56.2, looking good so far, right? And then this reversed. I had stopped. I brought my stop into this high. This was just on paper. Then I said GC pushing into resistance near 40.90s, potential for this to break through 4100 a day. Going to wait for the IB to break to determine that. IB broke the high, right? Looked good. And then what do we get? We get the breakout. On stream, I called this out. I said I would be looking at 40.80s, somewhere in that 40.80 range to take that to the upside. We come down to this upper band, tap it, and then we break out. Super clean. Overall, happy with the trades I took. Nothing too crazy. You know, this short didn't play out. It's good for like 8 points. It's on paper, so it doesn't really matter too much. I was pretty loose with the management on this as well, so could have managed that a little bit better. Because I brought it to here, I should have brought it to this high, so most of the risk is off. I take that trade again. GM NQ looks bullish. Would look for a retrace to long. Good call out on that. Could get a reversal here at 618 from Friday's dump. Short NQ on live account 2. Move stop to base of this 15-minute structure and adjusted TP to 382 upside fib. Got stopped. This is also value area high, so I wouldn't mind trying again. I don't hate this short Uranus, but I also don't love it. This gave you the retrace to long, right? So that's a good call out. Comes right down to that 618. But this to me, if I'm looking at this, this is just a full trend day. Full trend day. Look at the 15-minute. Look at the 15-minute. Like, I don't want to short this at all. At all. I do not want to touch shorts on this. So, I don't mind the short attempt up at the 618 because it did look like it was rejecting initially. This is what you were referencing. Oh. This 618 up here, right? Did look like it was potential rejection, but I personally wouldn't try it. Because this just looks like a trend day to me. Not a bad idea, but yeah. And then let me go to trade review. Okay. Gold Asia Open. Combine MGC, 4 trades, 250 risk. Overall buy, sell. Okay. 0.5 rejection from previous pivot point in the volume node from previous New York volume profile. Buyers failing to push above upper band. Previous resistance area. Previous New York close, sweep stop. Trade 1, loss. 4 cons with $180 of risk. Tried to short from the 0.5 on the first 5-minute candle based off my overall short bias. Stop for 5 points. Trade 2, win. 5 cons with $200 of risk. Saw buyers failing at low volume node and 0.5 from previous pivot. Initially started with 2 cons, added 3 more as doji candle form. Trail on 5-minute for 1 RR. Okay, so you made back your loss. Trade 3, lost FOMO entry, minus 250. Tried to re-enter from the VWAP rejection. That initial rejection from VWAP, like, and I even said, like, if this fails at VWAP, in my commentary I said, if this fails at VWAP, I'm looking for these lows. We pushed through that VWAP. Why did I short back up at the POC? Because I saw absorbed buyers. That's different. I don't hate the idea of shorting here on the VWAP. It's just, it doesn't give you that rejection. You're on the 3-minute, stay on the 5-minute. This first short, I think it's just a little early. The second one, this looks fine to me. Good close on that. It's just, we're getting back in, right? We closed this at 67.7. We get back in at 66. So we're getting in 1 point. We have 1 point worse of an entry. We get stopped on it, then it comes back up to where we want to enter at. I'm fine with this re-entry. I'm fine with this re-entry. I'm fine with this TP down at 60s. You could have held it for New York low. I think it's totally appropriate to cut it here when it starts to stall. If you want to hold it for that momentum, though, you have to have a little bit wider of stops. What's IB? Initial balance. So, yeah, I think this first trade a little rushed. The second trade, that's fine. Where you took it off is fine. Third trade, a little rushed. Fourth trade, fine. Wicked up and down after I closed. Yeah, that's valid then. Yeah, this last trade, good management on this. I think this is the last trade's the best trade. This first one's rushed. This third one's rushed, but the other two are fine. Short from POC for double rake. True data in sweep got stopped. Price jumped from VWAP band. Yeah, already talked about this. K-Back, we talked about this on the check-in call, so not too much to know. I think your target was just too far. You're fighting the IB in this as well. Trying it one more time, got stopped. Stupid trade. IDK was looking for short when we hold the upper band. Yeah, and you broke IB high on London. You're able to recover from this. You got break even on the day, which solid. Keep into the 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. IB I set up. There's a low volume node above this area, but initially didn't look at that as I'm trying to see how it works within that small window. Price broke out of IB high, came back in, touched the 786, and I got in on the next candle. Initial TP for the 5 contracts was shown in the image. I took 4 contracts off there and let the other run like we discussed. Initially was creeping upwards, and I originally was going to get out at 480, but got greedy and moved the TP up high. Ended up at 566 profit for the morning, calling it a day. Okay. Great entry on this. Yeah. This is a perfectly fine entry. Reasonable stop. I like the initial TP as well. This is why I told you to use 4 micros or five micros. Take 4 off because you want to see what the behavior is, right? You got greedy in here. That's what you noted, which is fine. It's gonna happen. We just want to note it, right? We want to understand: are we able to hold these trades? Are we able to, expand on the TP? Are we able to properly identify levels where we should get out, where we should hold it, where we should wait for the momentum? But this is a great trade. I like the trade. Up 566 paper trading. Good thought process on this. Your IB broke. You got your entry. I would either enter. You can either enter on this candle or you can enter on this candle. If you're entering on this candle, just be aware that you might need a wider stop sometimes. This candle's pretty tight. It's only like 2 points, so not a big deal there. But sometimes you might have that doji be 10 points, right? And then that's where it's tricky to enter. So just be aware of that. I think where you got out, totally appropriate. Where you scaled that last con, also appropriate. But if you're looking for, the momentum play, right, you would hold that through the New York Open. Anyone knows what IB is? IB, it's going to, initial balance, the original definition of it is the first hour of New York Open, right? It's 9:30 to 10:30. I've taken that idea of, a set hour of price. Essentially you're looking for price to break to the upside or to the downside because they have very nice hold rates. And I can show you the stats on that. But I've taken this concept and I've modified it. So here, right, if I'm looking at ES from 9:30 to 10:30, New York session, the last 18 sessions, it's just broken one way. It's broken the high or the low, and it hasn't gone back and broken the high or the low of that first hour. So like it will break the high, retrace inside the IB, and then it will continue upwards, and it won't break that low. Most days. There's days where you have double breaks, stuff like that. If I expand this out, this is just last 30 days, but if I look at the last year of data, right, you can see about 75% of the time it does a single break. Where are the new payout rules? There's no new payout rules currently. It hasn't been implemented. But yeah, so IB, that's kind of basic explanation of it. The way that I personally use it, because to me it's a concept, I've defined it as a set time and a session time. You have a certain time, right? You're gonna have a set time. Initially this is 9:30 to... Also, a lot of you guys are freaking out about this payout rule. How many people are freaking out about this payout rule when you haven't even gotten a fucking payout? So why do you care if you haven't gotten to payout yet? You should be more focused on that than a payout rule. So your session time, your set time is 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern. Your session time is 9:30 to 4. So this is valid from 9:30 to 4. What Brianna has done is she's redefined this. Right, and I've redefined a bunch of different IBs. There's a bunch of different IBs you can use. Hers is now 6 a.m. Her set time is 6 a.m. to 6:35 a.m. Okay, her session time. So when this is good till is 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Eastern. So her IB is slightly different, but if this is the window she's trading within, she knows how well that's defined and where she can expect price to go to based off extension levels and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just taking a concept that's been around since the 80s and just slightly modifying it. Very nice trade though. Small scalp. Framing absorption at the highs, didn't like any long entries prior to that. Otherwise, I would have long took it with 3 micros because I only have small drawdown after payout. Valid then. Good size management framing. Bad, could have top tick, but wanted to wait for some more momentum. Yeah, you don't need to top tick. I think you do well with that when you see that momentum come in Ziki. That's a good trade. 6 points. Good for a scalp. Very clean. It's so stupid if I took this out on value area high and that before trade, I can take payout on DKY. I don't take a long from London IB 0.7 when it bounced. Context short from low volume node. From POC for double break with fib. From New York, got stopped for trailing stop loss. Yeah, we should have trailed this a little tighter. I already went through this on the check-in call with the graduates. We're just shooting for too much. I know you were able to come back and get break-even KPEC, which is good. Took a long from 0.3, an anchored VWAP that ran to TP. Move stop to break-even right under that wick that bounced from anchored VWAP. Would have gotten stopped if I didn't do that. I liked my entry. Wasn't too late or too early. I also like that I only took 2 trades and locked the account. Good. 1L, 1 winning trade. Also like that I'm starting my week off strong, not trading HN Gold. I have that symbol blocked now. This trade did take patience as it was a battle between buyers and sellers for 10 minutes. And it was straight barcode. Overall good trade, now I'm done. What's your thoughts, Milkman? Okay. So you have this initial bounce off 618. Your fib is anchored correctly. Getting in on 3 to 2. This is before it reacts. So a little early on the entry, I'd say, because you don't know if this is going to react at that 382 or not. But good management on this afterwards, right? So we're buying as this is coming down to the 382. So that's the only part where it's a little sketchy. You're going to get a better entry on this. So here you'll get a better entry. You will absolutely get a better entry. You might get stopped on it more often though. If you continue to take trades like this, you might get stopped more often, but you're going to get a better entry. So I'm cool with that. You just have to understand that. Good management on this. I would tighten this a little bit more even, but smack TP. Nice. Comment 7 red day today. Rushing into trades and trading when tired. Should have woke up earlier to look at market structure and areas on laptop before going to work and trading on phone. Down to 433. Okay, so we're taking shorts. This was just a little early. We pre-fired this. Okay, and then we flipped over to longs. I don't like this entry. It was initially using that POC as support, but that to me, like this with all the upper wicks, because it uses that POC as support, comes up to that value area high and then it wicks it. I still think, well, you've got multiple volume profiles on here, so it's hard for me to tell because you've got one here, one here, one here. We bounced off POC. I think the short makes sense. This long, it's just a little too early. That short was a little too early. Again, tried it again. A little too early. So just a little early on the entries. $70 stop loss, 870 profit, 1 to 11 RR, liquidity sweep to the upside. Definitely entered early, but got a good entry. Wait for 5-minute reverse and stops break even. Just wrote it down. Okay. This was at 4,100. When was this? 24th. When did this happen? Was this? I'm fine with this short. To me, this isn't a liquidity sweep though. This is just we're tapping into 4,100. We're past the value area high. If you're looking for a liquidity sweep, it would be this. Right? Sweeps out that 4,101. I just don't really use liquidity sweeps unless it's a target that has a statistical backing on it, because I don't know if this sweeps out this liquidity and then it dumps. Yeah, I'm cool with the trade. You know, target, hit that upper band. I don't know why you were targeting that. Oh, it was previous liquidity. This is why I don't use liquidity sweeps, because how do you know to use this one instead of this one or this one? All right. Like, if your target was here or here, then you don't have a winning trade anymore. It fully reverses on you. Good trade overall, right? I mean, you picked the right one this time. As long as you have proper management, it's not really too big of an issue. Trade trying ping pong. Risk was 260 at first full TP. 1200 could aim higher. TBH low liquidity up there. Same setup. Liquidity got swept by entry a little early. Market was bullish, and that short was just a retracement to go higher. 5-minute inversion. We were just riding up. Yeah, that topped the upper band. $41.06 or 41.09.7, but I'll take 41.01. But why? Why would you target up there? Just because there's liquidity here and here? But to me, if I'm looking at this, okay, we've accepted value above the value area high. This breakout's going to be strong. Why would I limit my target to there or here when if I understanding of volume, this breaks the value area high and it fucking rockets, cutting it short. So that's just my thought. It works out. This account was at negative 1850 this morning after I traded Asia session and crashed out. Took 2 trades today, and I think this is probably the greatest trades I've ever taken. Yeah, they're good trades, right? But are we able to repeat them on a consistent basis is what we should be concerned about. Last trade, gold long from low volume node and fib 0.3. Saw trap sellers on this area. TP was 4100 where we rejected 4. I trailed too tight on 1 minute, got stopped. Save the day, I'm glad. PS Baron told me to trail it. 5-minute candles. I was scared because I was in drawdown and last day to pay out. Yeah, so if we trail on the 5-minute, we wouldn't have gotten stopped. But, you know, you were able to pull yourself out of drawdown, get break even. Yeah. I know Rocky had a good trade. I think he captured like 300 points on it. Didn't post it up, but I know he had a good trade from the check-in call. Good trade, guys. Good trades, guys. Last trade review. You exited at 24,900. I mean, that's still a fucking beautiful trade, dude. You were in down. You're in down at like 603. It's like a 300-point trade. Was it a short one? Where's Kelly? I don't know where she is. She might be out on a walk. On the runner. Yeah. Excellent trade, Rocky. Shit, you might be eating ribeye every day this week. Alright, guys, let's trade review. Why are you so bad, so no post it today? Why would you not post the bad one? You don't want feedback on your bad trades? Ego issue? Doesn't fucking matter, bro. I've had terrible trades. But if I don't reflect on them and get feedback on them, am I still going to make the same mistakes? Yeah. So post the trade. Did I move my high time frame volume profile? I think it just didn't save. Yeah, it's not saved on this layout. I've got like 20 different Chrome tabs. I've got 6 of them. Let me see which one it's on. Yeah, it's on this one. It's on this one. So, no, I didn't move it. This is still what I was looking at, and then this is my like high time frame. No, I'm taking a gander out. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. No slow markets today. If you guys have any questions about Top Steps, new stuff, just let me know. Just tag me. I can clarify anything. What's up, Philip? I never told you. It's gonna be something about pigeons, bro. Wait, you thought about my poem? The handwritten one or the ChatGPT one? The ChatGPT one I didn't read at all. The handwritten one was pretty good. Am I back with the X? No. Not yet. Not yet. I'm busy. I got some things I gotta take care of. Yeah, exactly, Rocky. Yeah, Philip, I'll get you a ring if it comes with a Swedish bride too, bro. That's what I said. All right.